Hey YouTube, Kira Qualia here, bringing you all a Cardfight Vanguard discussion video. Wanted to talk about the new release for the Revival Collection 2, which is set to release in April. We actually had the full list revealed to us, which I'm actually surprised that we got it this early, but it is an English only set, so my guess is they didn't have to wait for any releases. If they had the full set ready to announce, they were just going to give it to us straight ahead. We have a pretty awesome list of a lot of cards that I'm glad are getting the reprint treatment. A lot of them I've also questioned why they chose this one over a certain other one, but those of you who are unaware about what the Revival Collection will entail, we'll be getting 3 cards for each clan in this set, including a Stride, a G-Guardian, and a Stride support, all meant to help work with those who were trying to buy the standard set, but also want to play premium, but didn't really pick up anything during the G format or any of the formats beforehand. So this set basically just helps them to get that support a little more easier. I was just going to go through some of the major cards of these set. They've already confirmed, the Stride support for each one, and then also the G-Guardians and the Strides. We're going to go through the main ones, which are the Strides, and a couple of the G-Guardians that I've pointed out. So those of you who are unfamiliar also will be receiving the Zeroth Dragons in the set as well. So you'll have a chance to get all 6 of those, and Geese as well from this booster pack. I'm not sure what the ratios will be. Maybe like a 1 Zeroth Dragon per box kind of thing. So you'll at least pull one. You might not pull the one you want, but obviously trade bait will be available there depending on which Zeroth Dragon you do get. But going back to the start of the list, the first thing that was revealed was Gancelot Peace Saver. This one actually came as a big surprise to me. I wasn't sure what they were going to do for the Royal Paladin units. I figured they wouldn't do something alt-mile related, since we don't really have alt-mile, for standard support with all the new, but we do have Blaster Blades support in the new standard format. So Gancelot Peace Saver for premium, being a kind of difficult card to get since it came out in GBT 11. Making it in a reprint in this set definitely does help for sure, just for those people that wanted to collect up this card to use. So I would say this is a very good choice for Royal Paladins in this set. The same can be said for Dragonic Supreme Heavenly Emperor, Dragonic Overlord, the Purge, another generic one to use with the Kagro support. So see how we had support both for Royal Paladin and Dragonic Overlord and Blaster in this set. Very, very fitting for sure, I would say, on the list for the Strides for Kagro and Royal Paladin for sure. And then the same treatment for Link Joker, being the Deleter Stride, Igor. I always said this card deserved a reprint after some time, so glad to see it's actually going to be in the Revival Collection and much easier for people to get, since by that time we'll also have the new Deleter booster pack and trial deck out, so people who are wanting to play premium will have a much easier way to get a hold of this card as well. Now the one that surprised me with Gear Chronicle is Metapulsar Alter Dragon. I didn't think we'd get anything for, obviously, Chronojet, but we actually did get a card which was a promo originally, so not as easy to get for some as others, but this is one that definitely helps with Lost Legend, mixing in for that, standard support with the premium, just with the fact that this card binds cards, being able to assist you with those plays premium-wise, so I can see why they gave us this one. It's going to be a, borderless foil, like all the cards in this set as well, so very, very awesome choice, I would say, for sure. In the long run, it's generic, it's good, it's powerful, so I can definitely get behind just seeing this card on the list for the Revival Collection, which all these cards have been confirmed for the set, which, like I said, none of these are speculations. These are all confirmed on the list that came out. Another one being, and you can see the card art of what these cards will look like in the set on the Perfect Performance Angie art there. I'm wondering if they'll all have these clan symbols on them as well. They said they'd be borderless, which you can see here, and if they will have these marks. Angie's always been expensive, so seeing her reprinted is very, very nice for sure. I didn't want to see it go to Olivia, since Olivia has been reprinted plenty of times already, but a card like Angie, which works in almost every Bermuda Triangle deck, definitely needed to be reprinted for sure, in my opinion. Now another one we received, this is going back to, I would say, that trend of, what support has been released for standard. We have plenty of Musketeers for Neo-Nectar in standard format, so mixing it with premium, Maiden Lily Musketeer Captain Virginal Cecilia, good fit for sure. I think it was a double rare, yeah, actually, in the Awakening Zoo booster pack, so it's not that old of a card, but I'd say people who really don't want to invest in that box, obviously, but still want some kind of, Neo-Nectar support for premium, this would be a better choice, obviously, reprinting it in here and then just having to go for the Revival Collection box to get these cards. Same going for Oracle Think Tank. Stillwater Festival Deity Ichikishima, I would say, is the best stride the clan has. Mixing it with that new support we're getting, Magus, and then just the Imperial Daughter support from set 1. Very, very scary for sure. I don't even think I was able to get my full play set when the pack first came out. I didn't get as many boxes as I wanted of set 12. And just like I said, I had friends who wanted play sets before me, so they came first. And the fact that I'll finally be able to complete a play set of this card for premium format definitely excites me for sure, just to have a strong stride like this in my arsenal. And then this one, I actually questioned Fnatic, Seraph, Gavrael, Eden. I was expecting we would get Raphael, the heal stride, one of the first ones we got in Soul Strike against the Supreme, as the Revival Collection card. Very shocked to see that we actually got this one instead. Just for the fact that it's pretty generic. It has a rescue effect, which, works with Angel Feather and the damage checks that you can do with the new support. But like I said, the heal really applies to all different Angel Feather decks. So I thought something a little more generic like Raphael would have been a little more better as a spot filler for this card, especially since this is still a pretty new card as well, coming out in Ultimate Stride compared to Raphael, which came out in set GBT04, so a little more older and more difficult to get also. Dragobus Luard, also revealed for this set. It's a ritual card. I would say still kind of generic for the setup you can do with Shadow Paladin for sure. So compared to maybe an Aura Geyser spot we would have gotten instead, I still think this is a better choice for sure. Just for the fact that Aura Geyser has been reprinted a couple times as well. Aura Geyser Doomed might have been a cool thing to see in this spot, but either way, that would have been more like a starter kind of stride. This one at least gives you continuous plays because you don't want to run multiple Doomed in a deck, which I see they're giving us maybe cards that you can complete a full playset with this booster pack and then go from there with them. Holy Sword of Heavenly Gurguit is the Gold Paladin spot for the Revival Collection. I would have swore they would have gave us the one that can gain an additional drive check, but instead they gave us the one that lets us call the top cards for, I guess, a little more consistent play. For sure, they wanted to give us something that can be, beneficial with the Excel circles, obviously, which I thought either Gurguit would have been a perfect fit for this spot. So glad to see at least one of them was placed for the stride spot in this pack. And for Genesis, we have Mythical Destroyer Beast Vanargandr. This one, definitely saw this one coming. Now, when I first saw that Raphael wasn't in this pack, I thought maybe they weren't going that far back for the reprints, but obviously this card came out in the same pack as Raphael, so obviously those standards didn't apply for this booster pack, but compared to all the other different Genesis cards, this one just works so well with whatever kind of Genesis deck you're building, whether it be Divine Gauge or just generic with Himiko. You can definitely fit it in to mix in with those decks for a premium format. And then for some of the other Dragon Empire clans, we have Evil Eyes, Hades, Emperor, Shiranui, Mukuro. Now, I actually never pulled this card when it came out in set 12, Dragon King's Awakening. So the fact that I'll be able to pick up a few for my Shiranui deck is very, very helpful for sure. It's generic with the Dominate. Being able to dominate your opponent's Vanguard, which your opponent will always have a Vanguard. Obviously, to dominate, very, very strong card with Nubatama for sure. Just being able to use it very well in whatever deck you throw it into for sure. I guess they wanted to give more support, obviously, just to, the Shiranui deck as well, since this card might have been just a little more difficult to pull at the time as well. But for some other Dragon Empire clans, we've got new Destruction Emperor, Gaia Devastate. I didn't think they would give this spot to Gluttony Dogma, so the fact that they gave it to the one that just is a little more generic, which obviously Gluttony Dogma is pretty generic as well, just being able to restand. This one's still very, very fitting since it works with the retire aspect of many, many clans, and also with the fact that it is a +10 critical extra drive kind of card with that strength to back it up. Ambush Demon Stealth Dragon Shibarakku Buster is the stride for Murakumo. Now this one, I didn't think we would get the... actually, I didn't think we'd get this one. I thought we would have gotten the Restander in this pack that was released in GBT03. But very, very cool that we're getting the one that gives the drive check to the rear guard. This one I actually never think I owned, just because it was so difficult to pull as a generation rare from a booster pack. So the fact that they made this the Murakumo choice for sure is a good point and pick on their part for sure. We have a few more, strides to go through for the set. Now, when I saw the Narukami set and saw V-Buster, I thought in my head it was V-Max, but when I obviously looked up the card again and saw that it was V-Buster, I was very, very happy for sure. This is a very, very good stride, obviously, and I think they gave it to us for the Thunderstrike option that you can do with this card and the new Narukami support we're receiving. So the fact that just the more of this card you run as well, the better, and the fact that you'll pull probably plenty of them depending on how many boxes you buy. Very, very nice choice for Narukami for sure. Now, I thought they'd give us the restanding Vanguard for Victor, but they gave us Winning Champ instead, which I see they did with a good number of cards, including Winning Champ Victor and also Bravest Peak Excalibur, which were both cards that came out of the Stargate booster pack. We got both of these strides for this set. Which is a very, very good choice for sure, since the fact that it just helps overall with your different plays you can do, depending on which one of the decks you want to go for. Other than that, I have no complaints. There weren't really other many choices. I didn't want to see Commander Laurel in this set. It's not as a powerful stride, I would say, as Excalibur is. So very, very happy to see this. And, the Restander might have been a little better for Nova Grappler, but I guess for the restanding points that, the Nova Grappler decks and Standard do, Winning Champ is a good fit for sure. And then we also got Great Villain, Dirty Picaro for the Spike Brother choice. This one just, I know was going to happen for the fact that Dirty Picaro is probably the most generic Spike Brother card we have for the Spike Brother clan. So seeing this one here is no surprise, really, for sure. I knew it was reprinted as a promo recently, but still a very, very nice choice for the fact that it will be borderless foil like all the other cards in the pack. We got a couple more left to go through. Bluddermouse, this was always a very, very good stride when it came out in set 11 for Dark Irregulars. Works probably very, very well with the No Life King and his whole lineup. So seeing him reprinted, for those who never invested in BT11, a very, very nice choice for sure. And we've also got a couple more left. Dragon Masquerade Harri. I actually said a couple more left, but I think we still got a good amount of stride. This is going to be a very big set, so definitely going to be a fun one to pull for as well. But I'm glad they printed Harri. I don't think he had really any true reprints. I think it was, reprinted in the SP pack for Absolute Judgment. Other than that, he's only been seen in Moonlit Dragonfang. Compared to the Grand Blue choice we're getting in the pack, I think this is a much better one for Grand Blue than if we would have pulled the one from the Rummy Labyrinth pack. This one's just much, much more generic and works very, very well with Pale Moon for sure. Like I was saying about Grand Blue, Diabolist of Corpse, Negro Songer. This one was the one we got in the Rummy Labyrinth under the Moonlight pack. I like this one compared to the Gen Rare we had for Pale Moon in the pack. I'm glad we didn't get the Pale Moon card in this pack. I'm glad we got Harri instead. But this one being very, very generic for Grand Blue is definitely fitting for sure for this pack, which is what they think tried to do. They either went very, very generic, or they went with cards obviously that had support in Standard that you could work with. And for Aquaforce, we didn't get any Thavis strides. I think they've been reprinted plenty of times enough. They gave us Alexandros from the Ultimate Stride booster pack. Cool choice for sure. For those who didn't invest late game into G format just being able to pick up this Stride, I'd say would be a big help for any Aquaforce deck in Standard. And then for the final zoo cards, we have Poison Sickle, Mutant Deity, Overwhelm, and also Omniscience, Dragon, Balara. Basically the same pattern as the cards for Stargate. These cards both came out in the Awakening Zoo. And Poison Sickle was also reprinted as a promo when the Destructive Roar came out, but I think it would be much, much easier to pull from this booster pack as well. They're both very, very good Strides. The fact that we never saw them too much because of the difficulty to pull from the zoo boxes makes the fact that if they're easier to pull here, it'll be a definite help for sure. And then that is it for the Strides in the set. I'm not going to go over every single G-Guardian. I'm just going to point out a couple, but each clan will be receiving a G-Guardian in the set. For the notable ones, Son of Eternity, Amaterasu, very, very nice choice for Oracle Think Tank. Overall, it can be used in any Oracle Think Tank deck, I'd say for sure. So the fact that we're getting this in the set is a very, very big help for sure. And we've also got Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon Defeat Flare Dragon. When I saw this, I got very, very happy. This card was extremely hard to pull for a G-Guardian, being a Gen Rare in the booster pack it came out of, which was Glorious Bravery of Radiant Sword. It's been quite a while since we had that set, and the fact that they've reprinted, I think also for the fact that it is a Dragonic Overlord G-Guardian will mix in with all that support we'll be getting, and the fact that it was just so difficult to pull at the time, just wanting to get a G-Guardian and having to pull a Gen Rare to do it. And then one other one, just compared to some of the other ones, we're getting Meteor Kaiser Junior as reprinted in this set as well. I'd say a much, much easier G-Guardian to pull, obviously from Raging Class of Blade Fang, since it was a double rare. So I'm guessing, you know, obviously there'll be some better generation guards to pull from this set compared to others, but still the fact that they gave us all different generic options for it is very, very helpful for sure. And as I stated earlier in the video, each clan will also be receiving the Stride fodder, which Laurel Knight Sisylis will be the one for Royal Paladin, and then each one will follow suit compared to the ones we've had in the other packs, just to help assist with Strides and people having easier access to these for their decks. And the fact that they'll also be foil, I'd say, is a very nice touch for sure as well. But that is it for the video. I hope you all enjoyed. Like I said, I'm definitely excited for this Revival collection. It's been a while since I've actually opened new, I think for all of us, obviously, new product. I would say new, but you know, it's obviously reprinted for premium format, so definitely look forward to it. Until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Qualia out.